Hey, Facebook! How is everyone? Hope everyone is having a lovely day. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Okay, my son's just gone to school, so to make sure I have some time. Say hey when you pop on. Today, I wanted to chat about a technology that I have recently been introduced to. Hey Hannah, how you going? Lovely to see you. So basically, I really want to jump on and explain. I've seen Healy in my thread quite a lot lately, and it's really inspired me to jump on and share from my heart, my experience and my vision and how I see Healy and what it actually does for people, and really explain how it can help anyone. I don't think, if you give me an example of any situation that's happening in anyone's life, I truly do not believe that there is a situation that Healy cannot support. And the reason for this is because everything is energy. We're energy, and everything has a frequency, conflict has a frequency, love has a frequency, money has a frequency, health has a frequency, a healthy cell has a frequency. And when you are dealing directly with a frequency device, which delivers specific, first of all, scans and analyzes your body on a physical, emotional, and mental level. And then secondly, is able to, from that scan of physical, emotional, and mental, is able to deliver specific frequencies into your bioenergetic field. What we're talking about is serious upgrades, serious evolution, serious wellness. And what I have witnessed with Healy in the last probably 3 or 4 months, with not just myself, but with people with chronic pain, for example, like a 50 or 60-year-old who had one session and stopped having chronic arthritis pain after literally one session. I met a mother about 3 months ago who had a beautiful woman who has 3 autistic children, and was really struggling and drinking wine every day, and which I have no judgment over, by the way. If you're going to do that, there's no judgment on that. But for her, she wasn't enjoying her life. I've seen people overcome addictions in a really short space of time, 2 months, 3 months of continual use. Hey Amrita, hey Wade, hey Rach, of really being able to find a strong foundational base to build your energy around, to build your energetic strength. And this is what I see time after time after time, miraculous insight into people's life. And the thing that I'm really about is empowering people to call their power back to them, to find the fragments of themselves that they've truly lost in life and lost their way with, and bring that back into themselves so that they feel really whole on all the layers, on a physical, so you're physically feeling well and strong and vibrant, so that your emotional state isn't going like this all the time, or when it does, you know how to bring it back in. You know what it feels like to stop that emotional wave from taking over. And it doesn't mean that Healy steps in and stops that wave, but it just gives you space to be able to recognize when that's happening. And instead of being in your normal pattern of reacting, you're actually able to stop and be oh, this is that thing that I do where normally I would spin off and lose my shit about something, but there's a pause here, and now I can actually make a really powerful choice. And I think that's what a good and beautiful and full and whole and rich life is all about, is first of all knowing where you're at, being in the truth of where you're at, and then knowing where you're going. And that involves making really clear and powerful choices. And being involved with Healy and having a frequency device that I've literally developed a relationship with every single day. It has the capacity to scan your aura. For example, there was a time when my partner and I were talking about the roles of the masculine and the feminine, and we were having a big fight about it. Like we're both in our wounded patterns, and none of us were kind of willing to give the other person like time to speak, or even, not be in our wounds. And I did a Healy, and that's exactly what came up. That's like exactly what Healy said. Healy was like, this person is unable to find clarity of the roles of the masculine and the feminine in their life. I was like, this is crazy. So people have like really intense experiences like that, and it can be really confronting for people to like daily have it on a screen, like exactly what's going on inside for you, or maybe like life themes that you feel like you've been kind of struggling with your whole life. But for me, it's really what's the word? It's comforting. It's comforting to hear that stuff, because sometimes you can go crazy, like in your head, going round and round and round. And when you can actually grab the tiger by the tail and be like, that is real, that is happening, that is a genuine emotional block for me, and identify it, and then have like a device that literally creates a frequency program for you specifically around that, and work with it. Like it's the next step in personal development. And I've seen like wealth coaches, GPs, practitioners, massage therapists, coaches, mothers, like a whole spectrum of people really have their life transformed by what Healy can do. And I was in a project back in 2012 where we like kind of went nuts and decided to design a conceptual kind of health retreat. And it was with some really cool guys. One of the guys now owns Superfeast, the Superfeast mushrooms company in Byron Bay. So he's pretty like it, and that business is amazing. They were the first people to do mushrooms. So we were kind of like playing on the edge. And a lot of people have wanted to build conscious, this kind of thing, but we're like, let's just go for it, and we'll just create whatever we want. And, we obviously had like food gardens with like permaculture, food forests, herbs at every window, and we had a dojo of consciousness and like a room of alchemy of gold in the middle. And one of the contributions that I said, we have to have this thing, was a healing technology. I called it a healing technology, and I was like, so we're just going to plug into this thing, and once we've plugged in, it's going to be kind of like Matrix style. You know that scene where Keanu Reeves is like, I want to fly the chopper, and then he like goes zzz, and the chopper, like he knows how to fly a chopper. That was the vision that I had for like the technology that was going to be available for us. So that's what I really had dreamt of. And so many people that I speak to have had dreams about this technology, not the same as mine, but their own version of it, which is like, I feel like, just as a side note, it calls in its own fractal, its own core of people who are willing to like share the message, who really get it. This was in 2012. So when I first touched Healy, the first experience I had of it, I was having like that day, I was stressed about money. Like I couldn't stop thinking about it. Even though I was coaching a group of mothers about money, like that week, I had a 10 grand bill come in one day, and I was like, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. So I was doing like all of my own techniques that I was teaching everyone to do, and I felt like a total freaking fraud, because I was like, I'm doing all the things, but it's not working, And I went to this event, and I sat down, I did an aura scan on Healy, and the first thing it said was, number one, this person is worried about money. And then number two was, the money always comes. And I was like, you've got me. That's exactly what it was. And then it also said, this person is expressing themselves in an intellectual way. And it, like, I can't remember the exact wording, but it was really bang on in how I was coaching. Like I was really coaching from like by the book, like this is the first thing, this is the second thing, and really like using knowledge instead of my experience and my expression, and being able to like be dynamic with my clients and my coaches, because I was really stuck in this, like, this is how it has to be, like this intellectual idea of like expressing and sharing. So that was my first insight on Healy. So it was just like so bang on. I've done like even distance readings for people like who have just lost their home, and Healy's gone, this person is feeling homelessness. Like it's so crackers. But when you think about, there's obviously an information field that is available, a quantum field that is available that we personally can tap into, but sometimes we're so caught in our own life and we can't see, like our emotions are sort of like clouding and our patterns are clouding. So to have something that can help us like rise above that kind of that murkiness and that fog of our own emotions and our own state and our own like patterning, and bring us like extract higher information, and not just higher information, but also a solution for that higher information. So it's kind of like a homeopathic, like energetic meeting, which neutralizes and creates balance in your energy field. Like the largest context of what we are is energy. You know, when we break ourselves down from the cells, the organs, the tissues, you know, into the atoms and the molecules, and that's not the right order, but you know, when underneath it all, it's all energy, it's all frequency. So yeah, having something that can rise up into that information field, extract the information, like the quintessence, the juice, the beauty. Hey Heather, so lovely to have you on. To extract all that, like the quintessence and the beauty and like all that is really required, and deliver it to us is got like it's priceless. It's literally priceless. And I truly I see this as, I think, you know, there's a lot happening in the world where whatever, not that there's sides of the fence, but whatever kind of side of the fence you sit on, however you see what's happening in the world at the moment, is irrelevant to the fact that change is upon us. And obviously change is always upon us, but massive change is upon us. Like the way that we see the world, and the way that the world is kind of like relates, and our place in the world is really changing. And this has been coming for a really, really long time. Like it's written in the stars, it's written in many, many ancient prophecies. It's been prophesied for a really long time in many different religions and spiritual kind of systems, that this great change will be happening. And to have a tool on our side with so much coming at us and so much change happening, to be able to stabilize and really centralize and like call your energy back to you and know what that truly feels like. And I promise you, I have coached so many women, beautiful, amazing women who have been trying so hard. I mean, like so much energy has been put into just kind of staying afloat for many people, like real survival mode. And it's not because they're not trying, and it's not because they don't have the techniques, and it's not because, you know, like maybe all of the emotional stuff's in play and all of the mental stuff's in play, but just in their physical cellular being, there's so much memory, there's so much generational memory, there's so much collective memory, where people literally struggle so hard to make that leap. And they might spend a whole lifetime doing that to just get like a little sniff, or like, you know, like a month to just get this tiny little patch of like, oh, I'm in that space of alignment, that safety zone where you can really build and create and make clear choices and pure choices. But I have noticed that with Healy working like daily into people's lives, that has shifted in a really short space of time. Like everyone that touches Healy that I've seen, like loses their mind over it. Like it's just crackers. And I don't know if that's because I attract the right people who just totally get it. I've been doing events like every couple of weeks, and they've just been like these beautiful, like unfolding community, like heart bouncing, ridiculous, like hubs of events. And I've always wanted a business where I can really speak to people, and it's not just online, even though I love the online stuff, but you know, I get to like really like one-on-one with people and go on an adventure and watch them like unfold and get excited, and you know, all the things that you really wish for yourself and others, like to see that unfolding in real time every day is like, it's a gift, like it's an absolute gift. So that's really why Healy for me. Hey Kat. And you know, conscious wealth creation is like, that combination of words is 100% part of my purpose and why I'm here. And I truly believe that wealth is a pillar of total wellness for humans on the planet right now. And when the power of where that wealth, how that wealth is distributed, shifts on the planet to heart-centered people, to people who have these dreams and these visionaries and these ideas of like community and bringing people together and having people like truly be in their genius, like 100% focused on what actually brings them joy and not like pushed into little systems that don't fit and boxes that feel a bit weird and, you know, like things where they have to chop parts of themselves off. When that doesn't exist and people are leading from like purity and heart and genius and just like really on that edge of riding the crest and their wave of their own like magnificence, truly, like, and really embodying that as humans, as like gods of consciousness, then like that's the tipping point, and that's why I'm here. I do not believe that it's a coincidence that Healy has 144,000 frequencies. Like, that number is a pretty special number. So yeah, there's a lot of synchronicities for me in the Healy model, and I feel like it kind of has its own energy and it calls its own people to it. It was originally designed, and I really love this. It was originally designed for pain, stress, depression, anxiety, fibromyalgia, and sleep disorders. So if that's all it did, it would be epic. Not just because of those 6 things, but it actually works. Like it's not one of those things where, yeah, maybe it'll do something, but I've seen it do crazy things. A woman came to one of my events the other day, and she was, I don't know, she was like 55, 60, and never met her before. And she was, and she just put her hand up and she's like, I used Healy for the first time, and I put it on my wrists, and I have arthritis, and I haven't had pain for 3 weeks. And I was like, that is crazy. Like, it's crazy. And then there was another woman who in 20 minutes of wearing a Healy, and she was like working in the mind. She wasn't deeply into spirit, but kind of like weaved in and out of, you know, of having it in her life and using it as like her prime modus operandi. Her vision shifted in 20 minutes of doing a Healy eye program, which was, I was kind of like taken back that actually happened in one of my events, but that's not an isolated event. And just to manage expectations, it doesn't happen for everyone. You know, some people like really build a relationship with it, and it takes like a week or 2 or 3 for them to really look back to where they were and be like, oh, I don't have that anxiety anymore. Or there is no way, like 6 months ago, I could have stood up in front of a room of 30 people and delivered a really succinct, profound, beautiful event, captivated, that converted like 80 to 90% of the people into sales. Like, it just wouldn't have happened, even though I thought that's obviously who I am. But to actually be that person and embody that, it's amazing. And I haven't done any programs specifically for that, but because Healy works on an emotional, mental, and physical level, whenever I'm doing programs, all of that confidence stuff and that, you know, like I had quite addictive thought patterns that were really, chronic. I had chronic, addictive, negative thought patterns, which were crippling me. Like, whenever I tried to really do something and really stretch and really go for something, if I did it, I felt it took all of my energy, and I was exhausted, and I'd be wiped out for like 2 or 3 months after, because it wasn't in flow. Like, I had this constant like chatter of things that were just, you can't do that, you know, that's not for you, like this, you know, just when you really tune in, I think they're really there for everyone. And to not have that, or to not have that where the power is, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that ever really goes away, but what I think does shift is that the power isn't in that anymore. So the power is in the more powerful choices of like, hang on, this is really what I'm creating. This is what I want to create. This is who I am. This is my truth. This is my true nature. I'm going to do that, and tapping into that every day. And Healy's just been a freaking epic tool to support that. And I'm growing a business around Healy, and I'm running a mentorship around Healy. I'm working with an epic coach called William Whitecloud, who wrote the book The Magician and Secrets of Natural Success. And like, yeah, there is no way I would have attracted that kind of mentor like 12 months ago. There's no way. So yeah, life's pretty exciting for me with Healy. Yes, the lady who had fibromyalgia for 25 years and is now pain and medication free. I know, like there are so many stories. I could literally fill a live feed for like days talking about it. Yes, I am doing the year-long one with William Whitecloud, and it's amazing. Like, it's truly like soul enlivening. Yeah, so I just wanted to jump on and let you know, oh my gosh, you're looking into it with William. You have to do it. Please do it. It's so good. Message me later and we'll talk about this cat because it's so good. And I just want to wrap it up here and say, like, this is really why everything that I've shared here is why I've chosen Healy, or I actually feel like Healy's chosen me. I've never been more confident. I've never been more sure. I've never been more able to truly be in my heart, and not just for a moment, but like consistently and regularly delivering from my heart and being really on purpose and really on point and really like in my nourishment and in my flow. And my relationships have changed, my relationship to myself, my son, and like, you know, nothing's ever 100% perfect, but for humans that are like so into optimizing, having an optimization tool like this, which works in the quantum realms, like it works in two ways. It works with microcurrents, which is like these on your hands, which is, I'm running a thyroid program at the moment. And it also works with another app with quantum frequencies, like scalar frequencies, which is like a whole nother mind-blowing world. I'm running a mentorship which is starting this week for people who really want to open new experiences with wealth and magical experience through business and through using like Healy as a tool. I call it, you call it an energy supplement, Kat. I call it a like a prescription, like when I do the scalar waves, like doses. So yeah, I feel like Healy, this live is a clarion call for entrepreneurs, healers, people who really love and feel energy, who have a vision for like what the new earth looks like. Whether you're a coach, whether you already have a business, whether you don't have a business, whether you have a base of people or you don't have a base of people, it doesn't matter. If you feel the call and you have had that visionary experience and that entrepreneurial experience and that knowing that at some stage in humanity there's going to have to be a bridge between what we currently have and where we want to go, and you want to be a part of that bridge, and you are interested in the words and the experience of conscious wealth creation, then just please send me a message, or just drop a message, like drop a word message in this live, and I'd love to open a conversation with you, like tell you more, give you a structure and a framework for how I work, and how I work with supporting people into working in their real genius and working in their true magic and finding exactly what that feels like and not deviating from that, and having accountability to that, and taking the power out of the things that are crippling you and putting them into the things that are going to give you like sustained, powerful, strong results of like the life that you came here to live. So that is my Healy flow for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I would love to hear from you. Hit me up with questions. Hit me up with questions about the mentorship, which is beginning like in the next week. And yeah, this really is like a total game changer for it. And if you're like, is it for me? Maybe it is, and you're feeling a little tug. It's for you. It's 100% for you. Like I can. One thing I can promise is that if you use Healy like every single day, your life will change 100%. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Mwah.